we have to talk about Graham Potter. I mean, I feel like the whole fan base has flip-flopped over this past week because like everyone was just kind of the mood that, okay, this guy's career is over at this football club. It's time for him to get sacked. We need to move on. We need to save the season because we could get relegated. And now in the space of 3 games, like, the energy is completely different now.
I took so much heat on my channel for not.
Yeah, bro, it was hot.
For not saying Graham
Those days were hot.
yeah. I said, look, right, he might get sacked. This can't continue, but I'm not gonna call for his head. Like, and I became like the enemy almost. But like, I'm not saying like my stance has been vindicated because I was relatively neutral, and it's not saying it's all sunshine and roses. Like, it's a potential positive turning point. It would be silly for us to get overexcited and be like, that's it, we're definitely going to win the Champions League. But maybe this will pay dividends. Maybe this is what the data and the ownership and the psychologists saw on the back of the club. They said, this is what's going on. The players are together. The data dictates this development. We believe in the coaching staff and their grand plan. The meetings have been convincing. All the stuff we don't see.
Yeah.
Maybe they are being vindicated right now, but it's a wild turnaround, and because naturally the dude was on the ropes, bro. You can be as much as a Zen therapeutic guy as Graham Potter, with his notorious emotional intelligent master's degree.
Yeah.
The dude was like, you could tell in his press conferences, as much as he tries to be neutral, he was like, I don't like this. Do you know what I mean? This, and I was looking at him going, is this even possible? But clearly he believes in the players believe in him, which is massive. And we know he's a good coach. Just like a few months ago, this guy was like rejecting the Tottenham job. He's the hipsters coach. He's on the positive trajectory. He had Brighton in the Champions League places, scoring goals for fun. We know he's a good coach. It's just, is it going to work at Chelsea? Can he get the most out of these players? Can he deal with this like ridiculously bloated squad with a lot of players that want to, go? Can he deal with not yet having a pre-season to just be like, right, how are we going to play football, lads? There's so much to consider and talk about, and without the World Cup, the Queen dying, and all these other peculiar breaks he had to deal with. I was just like, can he do it? The truth is, he is a good coach. And to be a successful football club, you need a good coach, but you need a good structure as well. And it seems we have all that. But will it really? We've got the ingredients. Will it work?
Yeah, I think well said. He's definitely turned things around. And I'll give him some credit because a lot of managers aren't very flexible where they can find different solutions to try and, get back, out of like bad runs and stuff like that. So I think that kind of tells you how much work Porter's been putting in behind the scenes to try and get us back up there. I keep saying that Spurs game for me was the game that made me lose some faith in Porter, because for me that was like the litmus test to see, okay, it's a massive game. Yeah. A lot riding behind this, and Spurs are like our historical whipping boys, really. Yeah. And it's just like the man of that defeat and the lineup and selections. I felt like maybe this is like time for me to wake up now, smell the coffee, be in reality, and realize, okay, maybe I think the guy's a good manager, but this situation is the pressure is making you make bad decisions. And I've been saying, listen, if you were to get sacked, do you want to leave here with regrets, knowing the fact that you didn't do this, you didn't do that, and you made all the wrong management decisions? That undermines your tech, that undermines your abilities. So it's nice to see that he's done what a lot of us have been advocating for. Let's be a back 3 team. Let's bring the lines back. Let's play more counter-attacking football. And like the instant improvement in results and the way we're playing, 3 wins on the bounce was looking impossible for large parts of the season. And now I kind of think that we could go on a small unbeaten run right now. Yeah. So I think, credit to Porter for turning things around.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, credit for Potter. He absolutely deserves credit because he weathered what was a ridiculous storm, man. Like you know, they talk about the ownership being impressed with the headlines. There's a lot of very upset fans. The results themselves,
the death threats as well. Just obviously
the death threat, all that really nasty stuff. Like he to actually say, no, I'm gonna make this work. Absolute immense credit to him. Also, as well, we have to be balanced and we have to say. A fully fit Ben Chilwell makes a massive difference in this Chelsea team, especially if we play a wing-back system on that left-hand side. But then again, you credit him for Cucurella being handled really well. If we're going to credit Graham Potter, we have to mention Mark Cucurella, who had his house robbed, who was in dismal form. He took him out the side. He put an arm around him. He brought him back in. He's been excellent for 2 games. He won man of the match against Dortmund, his first game back. And one could argue he's kind of doing the same with Mudryk. People threw their arms up in the air. Where's our £88 million man?
Yeah.
The truth is, he's probably handling him perfectly.
He has like a history of handling these situations. And this is why he has his masters for a reason, right? It allows him to navigate these difficult moments. And most managers might make mistakes. And it's been a crazy ride for Potter so far. But, I'm glad that he's managed to turn things around and find a way for us to start getting these results now. I felt like maybe this way of playing before, there's been so many different ways we played since he's taken over. And I understood at parts when there was like massive injuries in the team. But the things he was doing with the new signings we made in January, I was thinking, is this the best that we can do with this team? So I'm glad that he's found a way to bring new life back in the team. And I'm glad that we've got players who are like fully fit now, and players who are in good form, and players that are content behind the scenes as well too. Because that's the power of wins. That's the power of W's in this game. So I don't know. I'm going to ask you. Do you feel like, are you positive now that there's like an uplift in form and that we can forget those dark days? Or do you think you still need a bit more time?
We need time, we shouldn't get ahead of ourselves. There's still so much to sort out. There's obviously, like I said, there's the aforementioned bloated squad. We need to trim that down. We need to see more consistency in terms of the combinations. Obviously a huge bonus is the likes of James, Thiago Silva, and N'Golo Kante returning to seriously beef up this squad. Think about the weekend's performance, and then add the seniority of Thiago Silva maybe in that back three, maybe not. Certainly Reece James, wing back, and then you partner 2 World Cup winners in Enzo and N'Golo Kante.
N'Golo Kante. I love when you said that, 2 World Cup winners playing in midfield together for us. So they play out some of the most important parts in the entire tournament.
Exactly. So
that is just going to be mad.
Yeah, if we can make that work, and all the while taking the pressure a little bit off Joao Felix and Kai Havertz, knowing that we've got some W's so they can express themselves a bit more. Mudryk comes into the side, get him a goal. And then, there's a little bit of pressure alleviated because we're not in a desperate top 4 race. It's just like, go boys, just go. We're not going to get relegated. Do your thing. The hope is there, the positivity is there, but we need more, because despite that good win against Leicester, we could have scored more, we could have conceded more as well. So let's just, it's positive signs, it's green shoots. I'm feeling good, but we need more. We're still Chelsea, we need more. We need to settle, I think, because we're not settled. We're excited of some positivity, but we need evidence that this is conducive long term, which I believe in, because I believe there's calm behind the scenes. It's not chaos, and that's so on Chelsea, And it was also, just quickly, it would have been easy for Potter, when we were praising him for dealing well with Cucurella and Mudryk, it would have been easy to be like, see, this is how you deal with them, but he doesn't. He's so neutral and understated.
Yes.
For us as content creators, it's so annoying because we get no theatre, we get no headlines. But for Chelsea fans, us as Chelsea fans, in the safety of the club, when people get pissed off at that, it's because they're annoyed with a loss and they want to look at a mirror at that angry face. That's what they want to see in the manager.
It's just a bit of theatrics,
it's because he's like,
semantics.
This is going to give you a dopamine hit right now, but this isn't good for the club. This isn't good for the project. This isn't good for the players in the dressing in the locker room. This is this is so. It's good. It's safety.
I agree, man. And for me, yeah, I see myself more as a Chelsea fan than a content creator. So I'm more than happy with my manager, speaking his truth, not being like a caricature, not being a stereotype, and you know what I mean? Follow this guy's career for a while when I was first hearing about him in Sweden. So yeah, I've always had the stories of like guys like Porter and Sarri, how they like found their places in the game. But yeah, he's led by example. And if we turn things around and let's say we really step up and even win things under Porter one day, potentially, hypothetically, who knows, then those perceived weaknesses that people were criticizing Porter for during the bad run spell are going to be seen as strengths in the future. So
keep honing your emotions is the real flex.
For sure. I think there's been a lot of madness, too much reaction, and just I don't know, like a lot of people overstepping the mark in terms of like, what's criticism and what isn't criticism. Like if you want to criticize, you need to have something substantial to back up what you're saying. You can't be having micro attacks based on things like training or not using this guy or guys out the team and all those types of points that don't really say anything.
Yeah, at the same time as well, we need to understand that Chelsea fans have been pretty patient with this dude. Certainly the match goers, they've been supporting, we were like languishing in mid-table and they were still supporting the team. And I don't think there's been anyone truly, apart from death threats and maybe some people just being childish, I don't think it would be right to criticize anyone for having wanted him out, because that is, you can understand that,
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think that's, for me, that's where the line is fine. And that's more than valid. But that's it, boys and girls. That's going to be the end for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. You know where to find Football Therapy. There's going to be links below in the description and in the top comment. Jan, any parting words before you have to go?
No, bro, just keep the faith, people, and I'm feeling good. Hope the viewers are too, and I hope they enjoyed the video and drop a like.
Yeah.
One love.
You heard him yourself, my friends. So on that note, I'm Nini FC. This is BlueLionsTV. I'll catch you guys later with some more videos. Cool.